say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they got one the name, but they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. Make way for the big shots, big balls, big rings, big rocks, big bag, big moves, big cars, big man, big plan, get lost. We've been this wrong. Look at me now, you can't hold me down. So give me the crown. We're not the same, we're not the same. We're not the same, we run everything. We're not the same, we're not the same. They ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever matchup here between the Horace Hawks and the Cheyenne Mustangs. I'm Grant Knodel. Joining alongside me tonight is Dan Wolf. Dan, are you as excited as I am?
Well, I think there's that sense of anticipation in the air. Anytime you're facing a new school for the very first time, and of course, what adds to all of the intrigue with this, it's a school in your same town, and guys on each team know each other. They played together just a few years ago on the same teams in middle school and those sorts of things. So it's that heightened anticipation for a matchup like this, and let's not forget, this is a 2-point EDC game, and for the coaches, that's probably of way more importance. You'd like to beat your crosstown rival, especially that first matchup, but really, you're trying to set yourself up as you're making a run towards the EDC tournament.
This Horace Hawks team, as you kind of alluded to, is a young team. Only one win so far on the year, coming against West Fargo, their first varsity win. So as a first-year varsity program, how do you think they're doing this season?
I think it's to be expected. I think any win that you're getting, and it's not that they're not capable of winning, but when juniors are the oldest players that you have, and this isn't a particularly large team, they don't have a lot of length to them, that makes it difficult. And you're playing against guys who've maybe played in the EDC for 2 or 3 years and are battle-tested and those sorts of things. So for Coach Derek Hutchinson, this is to be expected. You're going to take some lumps. Obviously, great for them to get that first win, and especially coming against West Fargo High School in the very first time that you face them. But this is going to take a couple years. For those that have been fans of the Cheyenne Mustangs, they should remember the first years under Coach Tom Kirchhoffner were difficult as well. When you're running with kids that are only juniors, it's just really tough because the quality of basketball and athletes in the EDC is pretty high.
So if we look back here at the Cheyenne Mustangs, their last game was against Valley City, a win over them. They picked it up from the three-point line. They shot 32% from the line, or the three-point line, excuse me, and also around 70% from the free throw line.
Those were two of our keys to the game in that game, and that was really important, and they shot it really well. I think probably what stood out to me most in that game was they took care of the ball. There were 4 or 5 really kind of those lazy, reckless passes that we've seen too many of, and Coach Brandt has seen too many of this year. But by and large, they did a good job of taking care of the ball that night, and I think that was a big difference for them. And, look, Coach Brandt has said as much when we've interviewed him. He said, we got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. It makes it really hard to win when you don't do that, and I think when you don't have as experienced a crew as you've had for the last 3, 4, 5 years, your margin for error is that much smaller, and if you start turning the ball over, that makes it really hard to win.
So if we look back at that game again, I think they had 23 assists that game. I think that might be the highest they had all season.
I think it was, and with Caleb Deere being out, he was sick, and John Angau still dealing with an injury. Coach Brandt wasn't quite sure how that was going to look. Probably Barry Pinu was the guy that night. He did an excellent job of handling the offense. He looked to penetrate. He shot the ball well, but he also facilitated for his teammates. He got them involved, and I think maybe a little bit of a coming out party for Braden in that maybe this is a rotation now that Coach Brandt can kind of start using. And he said, we're still not quite sure what it's going to look like, but man, we're a month away from the EDC tournament. At some point, you have to decide who are going to be my 7, 8, 9 guys in the rotation that I'm going to rely on.
Speaking of Barry Pinu's 17-point effort in that win, he's one of our players to watch for this game. So we got Casey Clemenson averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists a game, and 1 steal. We got Caleb Deere coming back off of that sickness, his first game back, averaging 12.5 points with 7.1 rebounds and almost 2 steals. We got Dylan Bile just under 10 points with 8.1 point average, almost 3 rebounds, and again, another person over 1 steal a game. And then Barry Pino, like we said, hasn't gotten a ton of time, so his points per game are low, but that 17-point effort sure has him on a roll.
Yeah, and he shot it well from three-point line. Casey Clemenson, I think teams are starting to pay a lot of attention to him because he is so strong and he can get to the rim kind of at will. And, Valley City did a decent job of taking away his scoring opportunities, but everyone else picked it up. And that's what you've got to do. You can't, we talked to Coach Brandt about that, is you got to remind kids, hey, we're not asking you to do more than what you're capable of. Just do the job we're asking you to do. And I thought everyone really stayed in their lane really well. And so having Caleb Deere back tonight as a three-point shooter, as a long athletic player, is really going to help Cheyenne on the glass tonight.
So we saw the players to watch. Now let's look at the keys to the game for the Mustangs. Familiar, like you said earlier, familiar faces, control your emotions. A lot of these guys, including myself, has played middle school basketball and even freshman basketball with some of these guys. So controlling the emotions, I know that's hard. I've played against some West Fargo guys and some Horace guys in sports. So keeping that composure is a big thing.
It really is. And, eventually when it was West Fargo and Cheyenne starting out, that was a huge game. And now it's still an important game, but it's just another game on the schedule. And I anticipate in the next 3, 4, 5 years, the games against Horace will be the same way. But this is that very first time. And I think you just got to keep in mind, you can't win the game in the first 5 minutes, but you can sure play your way into a big hole in that time. So as you put it, just control the emotions, do what you need to do, and everything will be fine.
We talked about this earlier also, being big, playing big, taking advantage of the team's size in the paint. I think the tallest player for the Horace Hawks,
probably Carvin
Fish, coming in at 6'5". So utilizing Tommy Oneman, Bryce Kane, even Ola Olson or Casey Clemenson using that size, and Caleb Deere for that matter too.
Control the boards, take advantage of that size, control the defensive glass, look to run when you can, and then utilize the offense. That's what you got to do.
And lastly, improve the defense. Good shooting team like Horace, limit their shots and play team defense overall.
I think limit them to one shot per possession if you can. They're going to make some, but good pressure, hands in their face, hands up on defense is going to limit their opportunities to score, and then you've got to take advantage of that.
So as we go down, they'll be playing the national anthem. We'll take a quick break and be right back after that with your first half action.
Here, when our path takes an unexpected turn, we keep moving forward. When life sends us a message, we listen. When you're determined to beat the odds, we help you plan for what's next. This is commitment, resourcefulness, determination. These are remarkable people doing remarkable things together.
I think what makes Touchmark special is how you feel when you walk into Touchmark at Harwood Groves. We often hear that it's like a North Dakota hug.
I think it's the people that make Touchmark special.
One of the things that makes Touchmark is the caliber of the team members here.
You could ask them for anything and they'll say, we'll take care of it.
Every day that we walk in these doors, we really take time to listen to each other, to listen to our residents, and to be there and to be a friend.
Hi, I'm TJ Oshie here at Marvin headquarters in Warroad, Minnesota. The Lake Town way of life is appealing to so many people.
We've got a thriving school system, coffee shops, breweries, restaurants, and hockey is the hub of our community. We're probably the last place left in Minnesota where hockey is actually free.
The way Marvin supports the town supports Marvin is awesome.
There's opportunities for you, work hard, self-educate. The sky's the limit here at Marvin.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Great performance by the Cheyenne Pep Band for the national anthem. As we get underway with the starting lineups, let's look at the starting lineup for this Horace Hawks team. As I was looking down during the national anthem, the two juniors, a sophomore, a freshman and a 10th grader is their starting lineup. So, like we said, a very young team.
It is, and we tend to think of Horace naturally is going to be a young team just simply because they don't have any seniors at their school yet. So we know they're young, but we know that this is kind of the youth movement that Coach Brandt is going with the players. Not many seniors on this roster for the Mustangs to begin with, and we're at a situation where starting, no seniors at this point, and it's always a tough call to make for a coach, but he thinks that's the the route, and this is probably one iteration. I should say Bryce Kane's starting, but it's one iteration, and we'll see if that's how it's going to play out.
So for this one, for the Cheyenne Mustangs, we looked at the players to watch, and we talked about the keys to the game. Who do you think, out of all of those players, do you think will make the biggest impact tonight?
I want to see Barry Pino do this again. We saw him do it against Valley City, and we want to see him continue to be able to control the offense, to run the show, to play his good brand of defense and shoot the ball well. Until Cheyenne takes care of the ball on a regular basis, they're going to find it very difficult to be successful when that EDC tournament rolls around. And, not to take anything away from Horace or take anything away from Valley City, but these are two teams. This isn't Davies. This isn't Red River. This isn't Grand Forks Central or Fargo North. So you're going to have to do it against that high-end competition, and that's where it's going to start.
Like you said, talking to Barry Pino, he was ready for this game. He is wanting to follow up that performance. He is amped for this one, I can tell you that. That is for sure.
And as you said in the pregame, you got to control the emotions. It's good to play with an edge. It's good to be excited, especially against your crosstown rivals in that first game. But man, don't go and go 100 miles an hour for the first 5 minutes and blow everything that's in the gas tank, and just don't try and push too much. These first few minutes should be a feeling out process for both teams to try and get this set.
So as we see the teams embrace down at half court, get to know each other. Well, they already know each other.
They know each other.
For the most part. So we'll see Caleb Deere take the tip for the Mustangs and Mustafa Diamande for the Horace Hawks.
Yeah, Moose will take that for Horace. And they're starting a freshman in Carter Evanson. It's a tall task. These guys are small compared to some of these older players out on the floor, and we see a little UCLA cut right there that gets Clemenson right to the hoop, right where he wanted to be, just unable to convert. And we're going to see Isaiah Williams bring it up here and set up Horace's first possession. Deere almost gets a hand on that.
Stevenson up top, passes to Carvin Fish. Carvin Fish shoots from three. First shot of the game for Carvin Fish is no good. Pulled down by Casey Clemenson.
I know Carvin can shoot it from out there, but when you're the only guy, outside of probably Diamande who can, be a force on the offensive glass, I'm sure Cheyenne's content to let Carvin Fish shoot 25 or 23 footers for most of the night.
Carvin Fish is the tallest on the team at 6'5", and like you said, Mustafa Diamande is the second tallest at 6'1", as Deere nails that from three.
Good stroke, nobody getting a hand in his face. And again, Deere's not a guy that you want to let just stand wide open and get his shot. That's going to be a problem.
Williams on the wing, guarded by Pinu. Pass to Westfall, back to Evanson. Williams up top, drives in, left hand, swatted away by Bryce Kane.
That was something Bryce did an excellent job, and for that matter, Tommy Oneman against Valley City. They were able to really disrupt at the rim, and great tone setter on defense here for Bryce Kane to swat that one. And Cheyenne takes advantage with a quick look. Here's another one. Let's see if Deere throws this down. No, just going to go for the layup. But this is the start, if you're Tim Brandt, that you're looking for. You know, getting transition baskets, playing good defense. This is exactly what you hope for.
William gets a screen up top from Fish. Westfall, deep three. That's no good. Pulled down by Fish, down low.
No regard for human life. He takes out Bile on that one. Good job by Fish, being, you know, and that's what you have to do when you're the only guy of height with your team. You got to be the one, and you got to work hard at that. Oh, good hesitation move by Barry Pinu.
Pass the Westfall. Just down low to Kane. Ball's tipped around a bit, but Kane repossesses.
10 to go on the shot clock here.
Good spin move by Clemenson. Clemenson goes up with the left hand and can't get that to fall. Pulled down by Carvin Fish.
So the Mustangs with that early 5-point lead here in the first half.
Good shot fake by Williams. He drives and is fouled by Clemenson. He'll go to line, shoot two.
Nice job, Williams. Gave that little pump fake and then took it to the basket. Clemenson bid enough on it that the only way to get back was to make the hard foul on the way to the hoop for Williams. These would be the first free throws of the evening.
First shot is good from Williams. In for the Horace Hawks, number 21, Bryson Hoffer, taking out Mustafa Diamande.
Grant should probably point out that last night the girls' teams squared off for the very first time. That one at Horace High School, and the Mustangs come up with a big win. I think it was 92-69.
Thanks to Brenna Dick.
Brenna Dick, new career single-game scoring leader for West Fargo Cheyenne in program history with 41 last night.
21 of those points coming from the three-point line. She nailed 7 threes.
And that's how she played against Valley City. You know, the first half she was pretty quiet, and I think had 5 or 6 threes in the second half, and that's the kind of run that she can get on, and she's a force to be reckoned with as only a junior. You know, we've talked about some of the other players in the EDC that we say, geez, you know, she's only a sophomore, she's only a junior. I think, you know, coaches and other fans are going to have to start looking at Brenda Dick the same way and saying, wow, she's only a junior. Good strong move by Clemenson. Back to Hoffer down. He's going to draw the foul, probably on the floor.
Yep.
And again, that game between the girls programs was a 2-point game. So that was huge for Cheyenne. You know, they're now sitting at 11-3 in the conference. And really, it's the 4 teams that are up there, Red River, Davies, West Fargo High, and Cheyenne, you know, barring some collapse of some kind by any of those squads, the top 4 is pretty well set in the girls' side of the EDC. And that also means for Coach Wingenbach, he's going to be able to, you know, not have to play that play-in game, and he gets to host that quarterfinal round of the EDC as we're down to 2 on the shot clock.
Shot's no good. Pulled down by Deere. Good defense by the Mustangs, forcing that late shot clock shot. Kick out pass to Pinu. Pinu on the wing, no good. Good rebound by Bryce Kane using his size.
It was good, but it
Pinu
works out.
Connects from 3 finally.
It works out, but I would like to see Bryce Kane just go back up and challenge on that. You get a rebound at that close a range, you just got to go back up and force that defense to either let you score or foul you going to the rim as Westfall pulls up and connects. His brother, of course, played for West Fargo Cheyenne.
Pinu passed to Bile on the wing. Gets a screen from Kane. Open 3. Bile, no good. Horace pushed the ball down to Carvin Fish in the corner. Pull-up jumper is good. Carvin Fish with 2. 3-point lead for the Mustangs with 13 minutes left to go here in this first half.
Horace continues to show pressure and I think looks to trap if they have the opportunity, but really just a man-to-man defense. Deere misses everything. Clemenson had position and just couldn't haul it in, as we're going to see Oneman replace Bryce Kane here. Another rim protector, someone to get a hand in Carvin Fish's face.
Williams bringing the ball up, guarded by Pinu. Sets it. Carvin Fish sets the screen. Williams drives in.
Good help by Bile coming from the weak side. Makes Williams pull up. So pretty clean game, a third of the way in. Only 2 team fouls for Horace, 1 for Cheyenne.
Pino on the wing, gets a screen from Deere. Pulls up. Can't get that to fall. Fish up top, past the Westfall. Carvin Fish 3, no good.
I'm going to say that one was tied up. Clemenson able to pull it away from Williams, but not before the ref determining that was a jump ball. We have Sully Irie and Noah Olson coming on now right on the floor for Bile and Pinu. And
Diamande checking in for Fish.
Back in.
Good active hands by Clemenson. Knocked that ball away from Aiden Green.
Good job using the body there. Got into Westfall, knocked him back, but unable to convert. So Casey Clemenson having trouble getting started from the field tonight.
Oneman maybe got a hold of that ball, but that shot's no good no matter what. Solely guarded by Green on the far side. Good move there. Past the Clemenson wing, or corner, excuse me. Clemenson drives in.
Everything to get him with offensive. He got away kind of with dropping that left shoulder the first time against Westfall. Westfall sold it that time. Able to draw the charge. Fish back in for Hoffer.
Fish bringing the ball up on the far side. Guarded by Oneman. Pass to Westfall. Westfall shoots from 3. That's short, pulled down by Tommy Oneman. $11 minutes left. 11 minutes left here. Mustangs hold that 3-point lead. Good pump fake by Deere. Drives in.
Ooh.
In and out.
Nicely done. It was a great job. He had Diamande closing on him, got him airborne with that pump fake and got right to the front of the rim, just rolls out. Good D by Noah Olson.
Clemenson drives in. Kicks out to Olson. Olson from 3. That's short.
Colder start from the 3-point line tonight for the Mustangs. Neither team has shot it spectacularly at this point. Maybe to be expected, a little of those nerves playing that crosstown rival and what undoubtedly the players have built up to be a super important game. Be interesting to know how each coach has kind of approached this, whether it was just kind of approached as another game or if this was, built up by coaches saying this was super important.
Deere passes down to Oneman on the low block. Oneman goes up with the right hand. Can't get that to fall.
Good position by Fish. He held his ground. Made Oneman pull up for that one.
Good active hands again by Deere.
Well, I think we're finding out that, that defensive philosophy that we talked about in the keys to the game are certainly is taking place. They're going to say that one was off of Williams' leg. It was swiped by one of the Mustangs, but it went off of Williams' leg. And we have a full timeout here from the Hawks. Mustangs lead 10-7. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Mustangs lead the Horace Hawks 10-7 in the inaugural matchup here at West Fargo Cheyenne High School. 9:24 left to play in this first half. What have you thought so far early on in this one, Dan?
Well, I think Cheyenne has played well on the defensive end, and they've done a good job of limiting Horace's offensive opportunities to pretty much one shot. I can only think of the one offensive rebound by Fish.
Yep.
And they've gotten a couple transition looks. They haven't shot it well from the outside and haven't really seemed to utilize the advantage of their size inside. As we see, again, a smallish lineup aside from Diamande and Fish. We have Mike Safoy, Aiden Green, and Carter Evanson. I mean, Cheyenne has a definite size advantage here, but we have not seen them looking to push it or pound it inside and take advantage yet.
Mile drives in, goes up with the right hand. Bounces around and falls.
Gets that one to fall. Again, for Bile, he's going to get that shot against Evanson all day long. Evanson's not going to be able to block that, so I would think you want to go to that as much as possible if that's an option for you.
Foy dishes down to Fish on the low block. Fish goes up with the right hand.
Good
Good
move by Fish.
move.
Quick feet, got around. Oneman, I think probably waiting to try and get a hand on that one. And Fish just able to be quicker getting around with that opening step.
Bile drives baseline, kicks to Olsen. Olsen drives in. Fumbles the ball for a bit. Dribbles out of bounds.
Thought he was going to get a good look with that jump cut, but ultimately lost the handles there and ends up turning it over. But, that's a turnover you live with. You're being aggressive. You're attacking the rim. We haven't seen those poor, passing mistakes that Cheyenne has been prone to earlier in the season here. So they're doing a good job of taking care of the ball as Fish now spins the other way, a little fall away jumper, but unable to convert.
Pulled down by Irie. Irie up top with it. Kicks down to Oneman. That ball's tipped by Carter Fish, and it's a turnover for the Mustangs.
For Oneman, you got to play bigger there. You've got to maintain that space. You just can't let a defender have a chance to swat at that.
Evenson shot, no good. Pulled down by Oneman. Mustangs setting it up in offense. Olsen on the wing. Bile up top. Pinu to Sully Irie.
All down to 5 on the shot clock.
Bile open 3, shoots. No good.
Didn't draw iron, and
it'll be another turnover for the Mustangs. Back into the game for the Mustangs. Bryce Kane, Caleb Deere, and Casey Clemenson. In for Carter Fish. And the Horace Hawks is Bryson Hoffer.
So very small lineup for Horace right now. See if they try and take advantage of something with their quickness. They're going to get Hoffer dragging that pivot foot there. Another turnover. Cheyenne done a good job defensively tonight. But still only a 3-point lead to show for it.
Clemenson bringing the ball up against Green. The ball tipped out of bounds.
Cheyenne did a good job. Evenson came up quickly to put that trap on. Clemenson saw it, but Hoffer almost got a hand on. Oh,
good find down low, but a little too late, and that'll go out of bounds.
He saw him just a half second late, and then the pass was too high for Bile to handle. Another turnover for the Mustangs.
Deere getting a hand in the passing lane again. It'll stay Horace ball. .650 left to play. Horace gets the ball in. Safoy bringing the ball up, guarded by Pinu. Gets a screen from Hoffer.
Did a good job of using his body to keep Pinu behind him, but unable to convert. And that was one of those sloppy outlet passes that's worked against Cheyenne. Fortunately, Diamande stepped on the line trying to keep it alive. Brady Westfall back in for him. So with that smaller lineup, obviously Horace opting to apply some pressure here and see if they have some trapping opportunities.
Pinu brings the ball up, past the Deere on the wing. Clemenson top of key, drives in, puts up a left hand, and one.
Great spin move and finish at the rim.
Good move by Casey Clemenson as he gets that to fall, and he'll go to line to shoot an extra.
We've been locked here at 12 points at a 3-point lead for Cheyenne for felt like about 5 minutes there, as there appeared to be a lid on the rim for both teams.
Clemenson connects. That'll be a 3-point play for the Mustangs. Safoy up top, guarded by Pinu. Drives in right side. Puts up a shot. Can't get that to fall. Driving in, Clemenson puts up a left-hand shot. No good, and pulled down by Evenson.
I would think if Cheyenne crashed the offensive glass harder, especially with this lineup on the floor for Horace, they'd get a lot of second chance opportunities, but a lot of these shots as Westfall lets one go from the volleyball line, unable to connect. You would think that Cheyenne would be getting a lot of second chance opportunities, but no one seems to be crashing the way that you would like. They'll send Clemenson to the line for a pair with the Mustangs up 15-9 with 5:33 left.
Clemenson's first shot. Rolls around and falls. In for the Horace Hawks, number 3, Isaiah Williams. Taking out 8th grader Aiden Green. Clemson 2 for 2 from the line. Williams
good job by Clemenson, making it hard for Williams, eating up some of that shot clock where half of it's gone already. And Horace is just kind of getting into its offensive set. Now under 10.
Williams guarded by Deere. Pass to Westfall. Westfall drives in, puts up a left-handed layup, and can't get that to fall. So far in this one, we've seen really good defense from the Mustangs, it appears.
It's been really good. Limiting opportunities for Horace. They're going to get Bryce Kane on a moving screen there, I think.
Yep. So in for number 21, Bryson Hoffer. It's Carved Fish, excuse me.
But you're right, Grant. Cheyenne's played very well on the defensive end. Neither team has shot it all that well. Cheyenne out to an 8-point lead right now, but hasn't been because they shot it so well. There was a good job by Isaiah Williams. No one home. No one recognized the rotation that needed to happen defensively. So as it ends up, Williams gets to the hoop and scores, cuts the lead to 6.
Deere passes to Clemenson.
I think they're to get Williams there with a little hand check or a handful of jersey as Clemenson was trying to work around that screen from Deere.
That'll be Williams' first, Horace's 5th team foul. Pino up top, guarded by Diamande. Bile on the wing.
Good roll by Kane, good find by Bile, good finish.
Good hesitation not to go up right away with that one with Bryce Kane.
Uses the rim to protect that help from the other side.
Diamande on the wing, guarded by Bile. Drives in, puts up a floater, and gets that to fall.
Good floater. Clemenson was there for the help. Just a nice job by Diamande getting into the lane and letting that floater drop in.
Bile on the wing. Doesn't take the screen from Kane. Goes up
Good
with the
job.
right hand.
Great
Finishes.
aggressive move and finish at the rim. Caught Evenson leaning that time, thinking that screen and roll was coming again, and recognized that and hit the gas going to the
good defense there by Clemenson, but good defense there by Kane. Help stepping in and help out.
Kane was there, but Clemenson able to knock that away. Horace has numbers here as Biles trying to get caught up. Good job by Pinu closing out on that. Diamande still scores, but good job by Pinu closing out. Under 3 to play in the first half.
Bile drives down baseline. Passes out. Clemson drives in, puts up a shot. They'll get
maybe Fish on that
Fish
one.
on the ground, yeah.
So Cheyenne will go to the line on the next foul. Only 2:40 to go. Maybe not be a huge factor, but fouls starting to pile up a little bit here for the Hawks as they directly inbound to Oneman.
Deere puts right-handed shot up, no good. Gets
Good
his own
foul
rebound
on his
and
own.
one.
You know, he had trouble collecting it, and he decided to go up anyway and left it short, but went right back up. That's a great job by Deere. That's one thing. If you're a basketball player and you can get offensive rebounds like that, to go up as quickly as you can before that defense can completely react and adjust, you find yourself on the end of shooting that and one opportunity quite a few times. Cheyenne has shot well from the free throw line tonight as well, as the lead's back up to 8.
Olsen and Oneman checked in for the game, for the Mustangs. Westfall up top, drives right side. Good find there to Diamande down low, but he dribbles out, shoots from 3, and gets that to fall.
And that was with Tommy Oneman with a hand up in his face. Good concentration by Diamande to finish that one. That's 2 in a row for him. And they're going to get Williams on that one on the floor. And that's what Casey Clemenson does. He's so strong. He handles it well enough, and he makes you have to defend. And if you're not in great position every time, you often pay the price, and that's the second only on Williams, but that's the 8th team foul, and that's going to send Cheyenne and Clemenson to the line to shoot the front end of the 1-and-1.
We talked about length and height earlier in the game, but not only are the Mustangs taller, they're much more built and physical than these Horace Hawks. That also plays a part in this one.
Again, I think that's, the difference between an 8th and a 9th grader playing for Horace. Good spin move by Noah Olsen. Just can't get it to fall, and then he commits a foul on the reach-in after that. But you're right, Grant. When you have juniors and seniors, these are guys that have had, been through a weight program and all of these sorts of things. There's certainly a lot more muscle out there on the floor for Cheyenne than there is for Horace at this point. But those kids will grow. They'll get stronger. They'll work at it.
Yep. Westfall drives in left hand.
Good job.
They're
going to get
fall, but
Olsen again there. And I think that's going to be a 2-shot opportunity for Westfall.
Nope, they're going to say it was on the ground. Westfall gets the pass, inbound, pass to Gavin Olson. Elects not to shoot it from 3. Pulls up from 2 anyway and doesn't get that to fall. Ooh, had Tommy on.
Yeah, they did for a second. Clemenson just didn't see him. Good backdoor cut by Pinu, but Clemenson throws it away as Hoffer had hands in that passing lane.
Off-balance shot by Diamande. Put it up.
Say on him and got him with the body.
Got Hoffer,
but
yep.
Diamande, you know, it looks kind of wild as he's getting in there, but he still gets off not terrible looks when it looks like he is out of control or really off balance, and he still gets the ball to hang up there by the rim, and that's going to lead to an opportunity for Hoffer here to shoot 2 and see if he can get the Hawks within 3.
Can't get the first one to fall. Excuse me.
Minute 13 to go.
Mustangs are up by 5, 24-19. Hoffer gets second shot to fall, so that leads down to 4 for the Mustangs.
You know, we talked, Grant, when you were gone on Thursday when Aaron Kanoda was doing the game with me, and you know, we talked about if you can hold that opponent under 65 points, you have a really good chance to win.
Yep.
But of course, you know, if you can't score 65, that does make it difficult as Cheyenne controls the offensive glass. Irie can't convert. So here's a chance to pull within 1 or 2 here by the Hawks.
Westfall's 3's no good. Pulled down by Casey Clemenson.
And here's numbers for the Mustangs.
Olson open 3. Connects from 3. Noah Olson.
Olson, no one out there, had all the time in the world to set up and let that one go.
Turnover there by Westfall. Irie drives in. It'll be a blocking foul.
Block.
Thought they were going to get maybe Gavin Olson there on the
coming behind.
Yeah, coming behind, but no, it's a block on Westfall.
So, you know, it was just 4-point lead less than a minute ago, and here Cheyenne with an opportunity to stretch it to 9. If they can hold Horace on this last possession, you know, going in with a near 10-point lead at halftime feels a whole lot better than a 3-point lead, that's for sure.
Irie's 2 for 2 from the line, so that'll be a 9-point lead. Diamande trying to break the press, able to do so.
Horace going to have to pick it up. It's down to 10 on the game clock.
It's a screen from Hoffer. They're going to get an offensive foul on Bryson Hoffer. Illegal screen there. So with 6.7 seconds left in the first half, the Mustangs are going to get the ball. Sully Irie gets the inbound pass. Puts up a shot. It doesn't get that fall. Pinu. They're going to say.
What are they going to say? Nope. Say did not get out of Irie's hand in time, but a 9-point lead at halftime.
Like you said, much better than a 4-point lead.
Much better than a 4-point lead when you're playing that crosstown rival. You know, haven't shot it particularly well as the game went on, but doing enough to leave yourself with nearly a 10-point lead at halftime. Coaches will go in, make some adjustments, see what they can figure out, and come back with something new for the second half, hopefully. We're going to step away and let the band play here, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Christian, and I work at Marvin. My military background is the basis of who I am. I was looking for something to help me be the Marine who wasn't a Marine anymore. Belonging to Marvin feels like I'm part of something. I know that being with Marvin means I'm making a difference in every homeowner's life because the windows, skylights, and doors that I'm helping to build. Come work with me at Marvin. I think you'll enjoy it.
At Touchmark, we really take an input from both the community, our residents, and also our team members.
And there's something for everybody. It runs the gamut. You have the freedom to participate or not, as you choose.
I personally like to play bridge. I like their book club, all the concerts that they have, the music almost every day. We like everything that's here.
And you find it here.
Every day is a different day. It's really about developing programming that is meaningful and beneficial for everyone.
So Mustang fans, the student staff here at Mustang Media has chosen to select some nonprofits that they feel are worthwhile members of the community and do a lot of good for members of the community. And as you just saw in our previous commercial and on your screen, this one of the organizations they've chosen to support is Bio Girls. Self-esteem is one of the strongest predictors of behavioral and emotional issues. Bio Girls is a Fargo-based nonprofit that provides self-esteem building programs to adolescent girls across our state and region that is proven to prevent behavioral and emotional issues. You can support Bio Girls this Giving Hearts Day, February 9th, by visiting their website and making a donation. Simply search Bio Girls online or click the link you see on your screen to find their website. Thank you, Bio Girls, for all you do in our Fargo-Moorhead community. And as I did the other night, Grant, when you were here, I will point out my daughter was both a participant in their program and it worked as a junior mentor, and I can't say enough positive things about the work that Missy Heilman and everyone associated with Bio Girls does for young women in our communities.
So Dan, as we wrap that up and take a look here at our first half, the Mustangs lead 29-20. That 9-point lead coming off the efforts, I think, of really good defense by the Mustangs, and they're getting good looks on offense. Maybe not, the shots maybe not falling, but they're getting good looks.
They've gotten to the rim quite a few times and unfortunately not been able to cash in every time. But some of those players we talked about early in the game as that we're going to have to be big. Casey Clemenson has been huge, defensively and offensively. He's gotten to the rim on several occasions, has made his presence felt on both ends of the floor, and has really done a nice job tonight. I think Deere as well, both offensively and defensively, Bio and Pinu. No one's standing out as having scored 12 or 15 points at halftime, but they've all been very solid on both ends of the floor. And so, you know, we've pointed out, and even Coach Brand pointed out last week, you know, that there's no one from this team that's in the top 20 of points per game for Cheyenne. But you go right below that, and they have like 3 guys in that next level down between 20 and 30, and that's how this team is going to win. They have to do it by committee. You're going to find a guy who catches, you know, some heat once in a while that maybe can carry you for one night. But you don't have Mike Nile. You don't have Jackson Money. You don't have Tyler Terhark or Blake Berg or, you know, some of the guys that you might think of in Cheyenne's recent history that you can say, hey, we need you to take us home. We need you to kind of take the game over. And that's just not what this program has right now, which is fine. But we need that solid contribution to continue. The other thing I think Cheyenne's done is pretty well. There's been a few turnovers, but it seems like they're starting to cut down again on kind of those sloppy turnovers that we saw so frequently early in the year.
I think another thing, big thing here for the Mustangs in that first half was just using their size, not only their height and length, but also their physicality and just like overall size.
Yeah, they made it tough for any Horace Hawk player to get to the rim, and oftentimes you had Oneman or Bryce Kane or Caleb Deere or someone waiting there. Bile slid over a couple times. Did a really nice job defensively. And when you can use that size, again, I can only think of maybe 1 or 2 offensive rebound opportunities that Horace had in the first half. That's what you should do. That's what Cheyenne did when they had Jackson Money, when they had Jaheim Leak. They controlled the glass, and that's what Cheyenne is doing here. Again, I'd like to see that renewed emphasis of using that size on the offensive end, not just the defensive end. And I think you've got some stats for us as to how the first half played out here, Grant.
So first, Noah Olson hit 1 3 in the first half. Caleb Deere hit 1 3 in the first half with 2 buckets and a free throw. So he's up to 8, excuse me. And then Barry Pinu hit 1 3 in the half. Hasn't had the success like he did last game when he scored 17, but
he's done a good job defensively, and he's facilitated. He had the 1-3 early on, but he's doing a fine job.
Irie with 2, Bile with 6, and that is, I can't read that name there, but that's number 31, Casey Clemenson. He has 5.
But again, been a factor on both ends of the floor. So, I would think if you're Coach Brandt, continue to do the job you've done defensively. Let's see if we can get to the, to the rim a little bit more and cash in on those opportunities. If you're Horace, boy, you're going to have to shoot better in the second half, I think is probably the thing, and it's not something you can just turn on. What do we got for Cheyenne or for Horace in the first half?
We got Mustafa Diamande leading the charge for the Horace Hawks. He has 8. Carvin Fish has 6. Bryson Hoffer has 1 with his 1 made free throw. Isaiah Williams, he has 3. And then Brady Westfall with 2.
And before we get going here in the second half, we'd like to remind you that Essentia Health is proud to be the premier partner of Mustang Media, working with Cheyenne High to make a healthy difference in the lives of the students and families we are privileged to serve. Essentia Health, like nowhere else.
Williams' 3 is off.
Kane working hard down there, wanting the ball, unable to get it to him. Good step through by Clemenson. Going to draw the foul on Diamande there, who's thinking, man, there was no way I did that, but that's not what the ref saw, and so that'll be his second, and that's going to send Clemenson to the line for 2. One of the refs visiting with Diamande there. I don't know if clarifying the foul or saying, you don't have to like or agree with all of them, but you don't need to argue about them. One way or the other, probably a message was sent there. Clemenson long on the first off the back iron.
So a little update from another crosstown rivalry game. We got the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs taking on the West Fargo Packers in hockey. 0-0, packed house at the West Fargo Sports Arena. So if you're not inclined to watch basketball, go head over there and watch the Packers take on the Mustangs in hockey, excuse me.
I was going to say, pick up Mustang Media and you can be following that game as well. You can flip back and forth between. No?
Nope. We were told no. West Fargo's got
West
that
Fargo's
game
the host school tonight.
Yeah.
I gotcha. You can't tell them apart if you don't have a program. Hard to keep them all straight. Pinu pulls the trigger, unable to convert. Evenson gets away with it. So cold start for both teams. No scoring yet this half.
Fish up top, guarded by Kane. Pass to Evenson on the wing. Diamande.
Good help by Clemenson. 5 to go on the shot clock. They're going to have to get one off here. That's a travel.
Yep, they're going to get number 2, Brady Westfall, on a travel. He was driving in. Maybe dragged his foot a little bit, so that'll be the Mustangs' ball.
I will say, the Horace players, they are shifty, and as they get a little more experience in the EDC, and a little more strength and probably grow a little bit more since you have 8th and 9th graders out there. Certainly this is a team that's going to have talent for the next couple of years. Great cut by Bile. Great find by Kane, and Bile can't finish. Oh, that's a heartbreaker because it was a great job by Bile on that backdoor cut. His defender lost him. Kane found him, good position and unable to finish. And then, as often seems to be the case, you pay the price at the other end as Isaiah Williams cashes in on a little floater in the lane.
First points of the second half coming around the 16-minute mark. Steer shoots from 3. That's hard. No good. Pulled down by Westfall. Williams bringing the ball up, far side. See that shiftiness again, almost blown by Clemenson. Open 3 for Williams. In and out, pulled down by Fish. Good offensive rebound there.
We had Westfall for just a second, but Fish cashes in the 3.
It'll be an official timeout there, telling Dylan Bile to tie his shoe.
So the first 5 of the second half go to the Hawks. They cut the Mustang lead to 4. They're going to stay in this 2-3 zone. Cheyenne hasn't really been working that very well so far, and there's nothing wrong with that look, but boy, again, with your size, that's why Horace is opting to go into that zone, but just because the zone is there doesn't mean you can't use the size advantage that you have and still find opportunities. As Fish tries another, but this time is off.
Pulled down by Clemenson. Clemenson good on the boards today. Bile shoots from 3, and he gets that to fall. So 3 points from Bile. That'll force that's a timeout by.
And my guess is for Coach
Cheyenne.
Brandt, that's to say, hey, we're facing a 2-3 zone right now. We have a plan for that. You guys are not using it. We'll step away real quickly and be right back.
Hi, I'm Gabby, and I work at Marvin. When I first started at Marvin, I was a production associate, and I was shocked at how bright the floor was, how clean it was. It can be a very fast-paced environment, but it can also be very fun. I feel great about the growth opportunities at Marvin, especially because I started as a production associate and then worked my way into being an HR coordinator. If you're interested in working in manufacturing or you've never worked in a manufacturing environment before, I would definitely say come try it out. It might surprise you. It can be very fun and rewarding.
Coming back from the break, Mustangs have that 7-point lead over the Horace Hawks with 14:46 left to go here in the second half.
Now Cheyenne's turn to show a little pressure, slow down Horace and eat some of that shot clock as Williams brings it up. Oh, crossed over Pinu as he looked away, but good recovery.
Westfall's shot from the corner falls.
Much like his brother, I think never met a three-pointer he didn't like. And quick trigger pulls the Hawks back within 4. So now we see a little more concerted effort to use that size advantage and move the ball, make that zone rotate as many times as you can, and that's what gets you that advantage. So as we thought, that's what Coach Brandt wanted to talk about in the timeout, that Cheyenne was not executing that zone offense the way he wanted. Pays dividends that time.
Good passing there by the Mustangs, leading to an open 3 that falls for them. Evenson does the same thing, connects from the corner.
Horace heating up a little bit, Cheyenne as well. Maybe as low scoring as the first half was, maybe the second half will be a high scoring affair.
Leads down to 4 for the Mustangs. Pino on the wing, guarded by Williams. Cross-court pass to Bile. Thought about it, but passes. Bile, heat check. Can't get that to fall.
Great job by Irie keeping it alive and finish for Noah Olson there, using that size advantage on the offensive glass. Good hands by Bile. Tipped it out of bounds, but again, giving Horace something to think about.
Leads back up for the Mustangs, up to 6 now. 13:05 left to play in the second half. Williams bringing the ball up far side. Dishes it off to Westfall and gets right back. Pass down low to Fish. Fish uses his size.
Good left hand, but can't get it to fall.
Oneman pulls that one down.
Good job by Noah Olson attacking. Gets bailed out a little bit there by a foul by Diamande, I think, again. Nope.
They're going to get Carvin Fish with
on that one.
That's his second of the game. Third, excuse me.
So that's going to warrant a trip to the bench for him. Coach Hutchinson probably not wanting Fish to pick up that fourth anytime soon as they find Noah Olson ready to shoot. Good job by Oneman.
There's that.
Padding the stats. Padding the stats. Just,
I don't know. Do you count that as like 3 rebounds there?
Well, I think so. Hurts the field goal percentage, helps the offensive rebounding stats. So that small lineup that we saw earlier from Horace, where they really tried to apply a lot of pressure. Oh, Evenson gets to the rim. They spread Cheyenne out, and Evenson flashed. Right position for the rebound. Send the freshman to the line for 2. First one on Bile.
Evenson's first shot. Short, no good. Noah Sherva in for Diamande, and then
Deere and Clemenson back for Pinu and Bile.
Bile's done a good job tonight, defensively and offensively, driving in, and then their recent threes. Stevenson gets second one fall.
Horace going back to a man-to-man. See if Cheyenne's able to take advantage of that size. Boy, you had that lob over the top, but Clemenson sees the lane and gets right to the basket. And that's something that Horace is just going to struggle with.
Yep.
It is dealing with that size and physicality that Cheyenne has. You can't coach size. You either have it or you don't. Good job by Oneman, slowing down Evenson there.
Westfall pass to Evenson.
5 to go on the shot clock. Westfall's going to travel there. So this is a pretty critical juncture as we're, at 11:33. Horace needs to start digging into this lead here a little bit because Cheyenne converts on a couple of possessions and holds them scoreless. That's going to be a pretty big deal as they're back to that 2-3 now. Nice find to Oneman, and again,
can't get those to fall.
And really no need to be falling away on that. There's nobody on the floor that's anywhere near his size. Gather yourself, set yourself, and go up for that shot and convert.
Evenson pulls up from 3, and he nails that.
And that's what Evenson can do. We mentioned that in the open that that's their good shooting team. You got to limit those opportunities. Again, just keep working the ball here. They're going to get Sherva on that. He doesn't agree, but they're going to get him on that, and that should send Clemenson to the line for 2.
That's Sherva's third for the Hawks. In and out for Clemenson. 3 new Hawks. We got Fish, Williams, and Safoy checking in. So 41-35, 10-42 in this second half. Clemenson's second shot, no good. Gets his own rebound.
And goes to the line again. Not very many times you see that, but good awareness. I think he knew as soon as that left his hand that it was going to be short. Waited till it hit rim, followed it, got the rebound. Williams picks up, Fish, they're going to say, and that's 4 on Carvin Fish. At 10:41 to go, if you're Coach Hutchinson, it's the only guy with size that you have, and you're at a point where you're maybe making a little bit of a run here as Cheyenne's starting to struggle from the line. I guess you leave him in and see how far he can take you and just ask him to be smart on the defensive end. And Clemenson has gone cold.
Clemenson 0 for 4 in the last 2 attempts. Williams gets a screen from Fish. Savoy trapped in the corner. Finally gets it out to Williams. Fish thought about it. Decides not to. Good move there by Williams. Up and under, and he gets that to go.
That was. Oneman just a step slow on that rotation as Cheyenne's going to take a full timeout here, so we'll do the same with 10-12 to go. Cheyenne 41, Horace 37. Mustang fans, Bellbank Mortgage is proud to support West Fargo Cheyenne sports. Whether you're in the classroom, at home, or both, we hope you're inspired this year to push yourself beyond what you even imagined and never stop learning. Go Mustangs! Bellbank Mortgage, equal housing lender.
Carvin Fish picked up his 4th before the break. He is their leading scorer and rebounder. Carvin Fish with 9 points and 8 rebounds in this one. For the Mustangs, leading the scoring is Dylan Bile with 12, and then Oneman with 11 rebounds. No surprise with that little sequence down there. We had about 3.
Again, as we mentioned, with Carvin Fish, you're going to have to just kind of ride this if you're Coach Hutchinson, and hope that he's smart. And you're going to see a little trapping on the half-court end here.
Yep.
Again, when you're small, you have to try and find ways to
prevent that.
Yeah, and there's going to be a block. I think in the restricted area, Sherva, I think they're going to get on that one. That'll send Clemenson to the line for a 3rd time. Let's see if he can get one of these to fall, as that's now the 5th team foul on the Hawks, only 1 on the Mustangs this half. And Clemenson gets that one to go finally. And Fish will come out, Diamande in.
Leads up to 5 for the Mustangs. Hoping to get to 6 with this shot. Can't get it to fall, but good offensive rebound by Deere. Goes up and gets that to fall.
And good hands by Deere.
Knocks it into the cheerleaders there, but that'll be
maybe a little 8th grade inexperience there by Aiden Green. Not really paying attention to where that pass should have been going to.
Savoy bringing the ball up. Gets a screen from Sherva.
Oh,
Clemenson jumps right over Sherva. Or not Sherva, but Savoy, excuse me.
And
that ball goes out of bounds. It appeared as if Clemenson had just
little game of leapfrog there and just went right over the top of him. I guess that's good when your opponents are on the smaller side. You have that ability to do that. Good body control by Clemenson not to make to create a foul.
Savoy guarding Pinu up. Well, Pinu picks up his dribble but finds Bile.
Oh, that's going to be a goaltending, I think. As Diamande got his hand caught in the net. They're going to make sure that they add the 2 points there. So now that lead back up to 9.
Yep.
And under 10 to go. If you're Horace, You got to make something happen here quickly.
Williams pulls up from 3. Air balls.
Good hands by Clemenson. Hahnemann picks it up. Cheyenne's in business here. They're going to push.
Deere thought about it, but decides not to. Mustangs swing the ball around to Bile. Ball's tipped around. Forces a drive. Ball's tipped, but he's able to get his rebound. Puts it up, and he gets that to fall. Aiden Green bringing the ball up. Crucial spot for the Horace Hawks. They need to score.
Good job by ooh.
Hahnemann disagrees with that one, but
it's clean on the body. Maybe they're saying a little bit on the.
Yeah, maybe a little reach, but not a ton.
Regardless, that sends Savoy to the line.
Two shots for Savoy. That's the second foul for the Mustangs this half. First shot, good for Savoy. Leads under 10 now.
Westfall for Diamande.
Excuse me, lead is 10 now. Savoy's 2 for 2 from the line. Bile gets the inbound pass. Bile on the wing. Just down low to Hahnemann. Ball's taken away there by Brady Westfall.
Good idea, just pass not exactly where Hahnemann could handle it. As Savoy directs traffic here.
Dishes it off to Westfall. Hoffer on the wing. Three's no good, pulled down by Deere.
And if you're Cheyenne, I think, this is smart. If you have a chance to run, that's fine. But go ahead, take your time, set up here. There's a good look for Pinu, and that
Pinu connects from downtown.
And now at 12 points, starting to get away from Horace. And that's going to be a timeout by Coach Derek Hutchinson. We'll step away. Hawks down 12 to Cheyenne, 51-39. This broadcast is proudly sponsored by Apex Engineering Group, professional consultants serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota communities and public agencies, designing solutions to your infrastructure needs. If you set the bar at competence, how do you reach excellence? Find out at apexenggroup.com. As Savoy gets to the basket.
Good up and under move there by Mike Savoy, going up against the much taller Tommy Hahnemann.
Oh.
Pass off the face from Hahnemann. Out to Bile in the corner. Can't get that to fall.
Yeah, Pinu's going to, not a bad foul on that one. Horace is going to have a little bit of a run out there. It was a good idea by Clemenson. Just that pass was a bit hot for Hahnemann. The lead is 10, 7:22 to go. Still enough time for Horace to do something here, but as we mentioned, it's starting to slip away a little bit from them. They're going to have to be very efficient.
Shot from Williams in and out.
And they're going to have to find a way to come up with some stops on offense. Oh, they had Kane wide open. Good defense. That half-court trap causing problems for Cheyenne.
Savoy drives in, but decides not to take that shot. Ball ends up on the perimeter in the hands of Evenson right now. Stevenson passed to Williams on the wing. Shot clock under 10. Williams. Good find there to Westfall. Maybe
Great
tipped a
backdoor
bit.
cut and good pass. Good save by Deere. Wow, a lot of contact there, but no call. Again, for Cheyenne, you don't have to be in a rush here as Clemenson is able to get to the rim and convert. You hold the 12-point lead with 6 to go. No point in forcing up shots that you don't need to take. Make Horace chase you around a little bit, see if you can draw some fouls.
Good spin move by Williams, but that's swatted away by Bryce Kane. Barry pulls up from 3.
That's one that you probably didn't need. You know, you feel like you want to give the dagger right now and kind of put Horace away, but probably no need for it as Westfall again tries the really long 3, unable to convert. Again, walk it up, set up, you know, see what this defense is trying to do to you.
With around 5:30, that's all you really knew you need to do. You have plenty of time. Just add a couple more points. Don't turn it over.
Yep. Good find.
Deere down low. Good kick out to Bile. Bile shoots from 3 and connects from 3.
Well, there you go. You burn 26 of the seconds on the shot clock, convert a 3, get the lead to 15.
Dylan Bile, it does appear, is leading the Mustangs in scoring right now with 14. As the Mustangs are leading the Horace Hawks 56-41 with 5:10. I mean, right now, what do you need to do if you're the Horace Hawks?
You have to pressure. You're going to have to start being reckless. You're going to have to go for some steals. You have to play up tempo. You have to get shots off quickly, but you're going to have to find a way to get stops on the defensive end. Again, it's 5:10 to go. There's no 15-point shot that you can do. It doesn't have to come all at once. You don't have to focus on threes, but at the same time, you do have to have a sense of urgency.
So a little scoring update from at the hockey game. The Mustangs are leading the Packers 1-0 in the second period. Good crowd there. Big rivalry night as Mustangs are honoring Charlie Leshevsky's mother, Ann Leshevsky. She has
breast cancer. Battling cancer right now. I work with Ann over at Liberty, and so certainly the entire Mustang family and really anyone that knows Ann and Charlie and their family, you know, their thoughts and well wishes go out to the Leshevsky family right now.
We saw lots of pink hats today at school, along with pink T-shirts. As that was the
Friends of Ann.
Yep,
yes.
Friends of Ann was the theme.
Good patience by Cheyenne here. 10 to go on the shot clock, but no sense of urgency. Good flash by Deere.
Pinu drives in.
That one's got to go now.
Bile. Nothing but error on that one.
He was looking for some contact on that. Looks like some Hawks there gassed under the Mustang basket. It's a lot of minutes. They don't go all that deep into this this bench. There's Evenson and Williams. They've played a lot of minutes tonight, and that's Williams who looks like maybe came down on an ankle or rolled his a little bit, came down on someone else's foot. He's going to come out for a little bit.
Bile was 17. I said 14 earlier. That was incorrect as we got the updated scores from the scores table.
Good job by Clemenson, forcing Diamande to pick up his dribble.
You know, for the Mustangs, being able to waste 15 seconds off the shot clock before they really get an offense set up is really important.
Well, it is. Now you're down to 4 minutes, and Horace just doesn't have that luxury as they come to, as they get the ball into the front court and try to set something up. A lot of passes, a lot of uncertainty, but when you're small and have to rely on quickness, that's kind of how it is, as we see Fish set the high screen there.
Diamande on the wing. Crosses over and passes to Fish. Fish shoots from 3. Can't get that to fall, pulled down by Deere.
Smart weave slowing it up. And again, Cheyenne going to just look to milk the shot clock here.
Find that open shot. Pinu falls down as Deere shoots from 3 in the corner. Can't get that to fall. Tipped around a bit and finally pulled down by the Hawks. Stevenson open 3. He gets that to fall.
That's what Horace is going to have to do. Get a stop, convert 2 or 3, doesn't matter. Again, that high zone, 2-3 zone. That one was thrown away as Clemenson had left the area. Pinu threw it.
Little miscommunication.
Turnover, yeah. And just like that, the lead's 7. 2:59 to go. We're going to step away. We'll be right back for the finish of this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Mustangs lead the Hawks 56-49 with almost 3 minutes left to go in this second half.
At 7 points, that's plenty of time for Horace. I think Coach Brandt wanted to talk about, guys, this isn't that difficult. We have the lead, but we can't throw the ball away like that, and we're going to see pressure from Horace here. They're going to try and speed Cheyenne up and see if they can get Cheyenne to make some reckless passes, some poor passes.
Mustangs do have the ball as Barry Pinu brings the ball up, guarded by Isaiah Williams. Clemenson drives baseline, goes up and under, reverse layup, no good, but
good job by Oneman, and he's going to get the foul.
Late and
I
one
think
call
that's
there.
going to be on Fish. I think that'll be 5 on him. So it's nope.
They're going to get
Diamande on that one.
Diamande again looking for an explanation on that one.
That hurts. They got the shot. Clemenson, it wasn't a high percentage shot, and they had a chance. But, again, that size for Cheyenne, that's the difference. See if Oneman can convert 3 the old-fashioned way, short.
Cannot. You were saying just then about the size. You look at the rosters. Tommy Oneman's a full foot and an inch taller than Mike Safoy.
Yeah.
So that height has definitely played a big impact in this one.
It certainly has. Good job by Deere, and that's when you get a defense that's all frantic and looking to try and get steals, and you're running around. Inevitably, lanes open up, and that was a good job by Deere taking what the defense provided, a wide open path to the basket, and now it's up to 11 again. And you almost have to convert each time if you're Horace, with Cheyenne up by 11. A little wild there. Need to just slow down.
Good dump off there to Oneman, but he can't get that to fall. You see Carvin Fish playing more lax defense. I saw on that drive by Caleb Deere, he could have potentially stepped in.
Yeah,
but with four fouls, he couldn't risk that.
And at that point, you can't be thinking that way as Westfall misses. Even if you're going to foul out, and even if you're the biggest guy for your team, if you're going to have a chance to win, you've got to get your body over there. That was a wild pass. Good job by Bile.
Saved there by Bile as Oneman converts.
Boy, we've seen Tommy Oneman miss some point-blank shots and then a little sliding floater in the lane, and it's nothing but net. That's basketball for you. The shots that should seem pretty straightforward and easy are the ones that you don't make, and the ones that are the difficult ones, you wonder how they go in.
So the lead's back up to 13 now for the Mustangs. So really back and forth for the Mustangs. I think you just need to make sure you hold that lead at where it's at with a minute 20 left, and I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think you burn as much shot clock. Now it's not even about getting the shot that you want. It's about using that time, getting something up, getting back, protecting the rim. you got to contest the threes here and get everyone crashing the boards. You can't just let Horace shoot threes. We've seen Westfall, we've seen Williams, we've seen Evenson make threes tonight.
Yep.
This is a team that can shoot. Fish and Diamante have made threes, so you can't just let them have the shot that they want. Contest, be smart, don't foul, get the rebound, and then walk it up the floor.
Mustangs do have 4 fouls, so if the Hawks get in position where they need to foul to win this one, the Mustangs will have to be fouled a couple more times before they go to the line.
Still 2 to give before the bonus would kick in. Cheyenne will be shooting the bonus after the next Horace foul. And again, this is more just to show. It's just to try and slow them down, although Williams breaks past Pinu and then gets a good dump off, and Fish can't convert. And that should be about all she wrote, as Safoy's going to foul, and that'll send Clemenson to the line.
Clemenson seems like he keeps getting back to the line in this one. His first shot's good, so we'll earn a second attempt.
I don't know what the free throw percentage will end up being here for the Mustangs, but it's been enough, as Riley Rahr, Mustang Media's own Riley Rahr, in for Tommy Oneman here. Probably just to counteract about the same size as what Horace has out there. Just a little more quickness on the floor. And Sully Irie is set to come in for someone.
Casey Clemenson.
Looks like for Clemenson. Yep. As that'll be the 3rd on him. 15 foul, 57 seconds to go. 14-point lead would seem to be safe for Cheyenne. Again, contest those threes. Make them work, and there you go.
Drive by Williams, can't get that to convert. Mustangs looking like they might. There, they finally get it across. Open look to Bile. Bile goes up and doesn't necessarily slam it down. I don't know what you would call that, Dan. Little lay-in.
I was going to say a lay-in that it's a lot higher than I could ever jump. So it's hard for me to describe because I never had a problem with that. As Westfall can't convert, ball's bouncing around. Fish comes down with it. Again, we're under 15 to go. This is over. And we'll see if Horace just going to let it ride out. And Riley Rahr egging on the crowd a little bit. And so an important 2-point game, a victory for the Mustangs, 65-49. We'll step away for a couple of commercials. We'll come back with some post-game thoughts and talk about the Mustang win tonight.
Touchmark at Harwood Groves is located in South Fargo, North Dakota, on a 14-acre garden-like setting, and we have everything from cottages to apartments, a health club, activities. We tend to take groups of residents out downtown, which is just a very vibrant and growing community. The easiest way I can say it is we are going to treat our residents the way that we would treat our best friends. That's what it feels like, and that's what I love about my job. It feels like a family.
So the Mustangs defeat the Horace Hawks in the first matchup between these two crosstown rivals, as Mustangs beat the Horace Hawks 65-49. I think the Mustangs, what they had going for them in this one was they took care of the ball well, they defended well, and they just played an overall fairly sound game. I
think they played well on the defensive end, and they controlled the boards. They used their size advantage, and even on the offensive end, they were able to do that at times as well. You know, forever this will be talked about in terms of that first matchup between the Hawks and the Mustangs, and who won and who played well and who did what, and that's all good and fine. But at the end of the day, you know, the more immediate thing is this was a very important 2-point victory for Cheyenne. That's 2 in a row. That's 4 EDC points. They've gotten, in the last 5 or 6 days. And that's what's going to be really important, because Cheyenne is at a point they're going to have to play a play-in game. There's no way that likely they can get to that top 4. So they're going to play a play-in game to start the EDC tournament. But what you want to make sure that you do is that you're playing a home game. You want to be able to host that first round game. And so getting that 5 or 6 seed or that 7 seed is going to be crucial for Cheyenne. And Coach Brandt mentioned last week that, 9 of their last 10 games were going to be at home.
Yep.
They've been the kind of the road warriors so far, and now that's what's going to be expected of the girls program. And so I think Coach Brandt was excited for the opportunity to have his kids playing at home so many times at the end, knowing that you're still going to have the Packers come to town. You still have North coming into the gym. You're going to play Red River here. Not easy games, but if you're going to face them as much as you can, you want to do it at home. And so a good step, 2 good wins, albeit against teams that are in the lower tier of the EDC, but 2 important wins for Cheyenne. Can they build on this, sustain some of this, and kind of figure things out as they work towards the end of the season?
An important win for the Mustangs, but not to say that this young Horace team with 8th graders, 9th graders, 10th graders, no seniors on this team, no varsity experience, as this is their first year. They did a good job with hanging with this Mustang squad.
Yeah, they did. There was no give up in the Hawks tonight. That's for certain. These kids, even though they're 8th, 9th, 10th graders, they're coming along. They're learning. They're understanding. Hey, this is what it takes to compete in the EDC. This isn't middle school or freshman basketball. You're going to have it strapped on and ready to go every night. And you can see that they're making progress. And like you said, they held with them pretty well until those last few minutes of the game. But it was never a sure win for the Mustangs until the last 3 minutes. So hats off to Coach Hutchinson and what he's got going at Horace. Obviously they bring everyone back next year, and that 1 year of experience, there's just no substitute for it. That will mean a lot.
So if we look at the stats for this game, Horace Hawks' leading scorer was the freshman Carter Evenson. He had 13, and on the flip side for the Mustangs, senior Dylan Bile led the scoring in this one with 19. For the Mustangs, like you said, there's not necessarily that one specific player that's going to go on a run. Last game it was Barry Pina with 17 points.
Tonight it's Bile.
Tonight it's Bile with his 19. So for the Mustangs, I think you just need to ask your players to go out there and then you just find the one who's rolling.
You do. Know your role. Don't try and play bigger than that role. Stay within that defined lane. And do what you can. And one night it's going to be this guy, and the next night it might be this guy. Hopefully there's always a guy each night, and that's how you're going to win, by committee that way. If we look forward, this is West Fargo week, kind of all around. The hockey teams are playing. Girls and boys basketball, their first games against Horace. The Mustang girls go up to West Fargo High. They took West Fargo handled them pretty easily the first time a few weeks ago here in the Mustang gym. So here's a chance for the Mustangs to maybe draw even and maybe pick up a game on the Packers as they go up against each other on Thursday. And then here we'll have a broadcast on Friday night with the Mustangs boys hosting the Packers. And of course, the Packers got the best of the Mustang boys the first meeting at West Fargo High. So certainly Cheyenne going to be hoping to return the favor and pick up a big win against the Packers as the calendar's about ready to turn over into February. It seems like we just started this a couple weeks ago.
So the last update from the hockey game, the Mustangs are still leading the Packers 1-0 in the second period. They're looking better. They're on a roll. So for
always an exciting time of year as we get closer to tournament time. Whether it's the wrestling EDC and state tournament coming up, the hockey state tournament, EDC tournament, boys and girls basketball. If you love high school sports, you got to love this time of year.
So in the first matchup between these two varsity programs, the Mustangs come out on top, 65-49. We're glad we could broadcast this one for you. So for all of us here at Mustang Media, Aiden, all the producers, cameraman, Aiden Knodel, Christian Knodel, Connor Husted, our leader, Aaron Knodel, we always thank him. And so for all of us, and I'm Grant Knodel.
Dan Wolf.
Have a good night.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they got one the name, but they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. Make way for the big shots, big balls, big rings, big rocks, big bag, big moves, big cars, big man, big plan, get lost, we've been this wrong. Look at me now, you can't hold me down, so give me the crown. We're not the same, we're not the same.